Hi, Terry Michael here, the Bible lady, and I have to apologize. I'm not reviewing The Fantastic Fisherman this week. I will probably in the next week or two, cross my fingers, not my eyes. And I want to talk about today, we have some fun facts to talk about. Family, and a surprising aunt and uncle. Yes. We're looking at Luke chapter 24, and this is post-resurrection stuff. It deals with right after Jesus was resurrected. And the people or the family, the angels spoke to. And we're going to see how they're connected with the family Jesus appeared to. So through the Gospels, there are 4 Gospels, and we're going to look at the synoptic view, which we'll look at each and every one Gospel and see what they say. According to Matthew, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to the tomb early Sunday morning. So there, as I said, there are several accounts. The Gospel of Mark says Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, which was the other Mary, and Salome were present. Now Salome was the mother of James and John. Zebedee and Salome were the parents, and she's the one who wanted Jesus to grant that one of her 2 sons would stand on the right and on the left of Jesus. That was in Matthew 20:21. We talked about that in the past. The Gospel of Luke says Mary Magdalene, Joanna, who is the wife of Chusa, the steward of Herod, Mary, the mother of James, as we mentioned earlier, and other women, which probably includes Salome. And John's Gospel just talks about Mary Magdalene. But who were these women? Well, we know Mary Magdalene. She's an entire video, really, I think, all by herself. She'd be a great project. But who was the other Mary? It turns out that now I feel like I'm gossiping. It turns out that she's Jesus's mother's sister. But her name is Mary. Yes, her name is Mary, and Mary's name is Mary. The name Mary has variations. So the Greek name for Mary, the mother of Jesus, is Miriam, which I love. Love you, Miriam. And this Mary that we're talking about, the other Mary in Greek, is Maria, which I love Maria too. English translators translated them both as Mary, just to confuse us, I guess. So look at this Mary, Maria, the sister. She was Jesus's aunt. And she was married to Cleophas, who was also called Alphaeus. I know, it's confusing, but hang in there. We're going to tie it together. Now, how do I know Mary was Mary's sister? Mary? Well, John 19:25 says, "Now there stood by the cross of Jesus his mother and his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Cleophas." Can't dispute it, right? You can confuse it, but you can't dispute it. So then the family tree grows because Cleophas and Mary had a son whose name was James. He was an apostle. James was signified as James the Less, so that he wasn't confused with James of James and John, the sons of Zebedee and Salome. I know you love this. I know you do. So you got that right. Does this sound like the biggest blended family on the block? It does. Maybe. So we think sometimes our families are out of the ordinary, that we don't have the typical family. Well, Jesus didn't have a typical family. His was one of the most incredible families, as we're seeing. We're looking at God's family. But let's talk a little bit more about family. We have family by relation, and we have family by agreement or by belief. Believers instantly become brothers and sisters. Yes. So I have millions and millions of brothers and sisters. And so do you if you believe. And before I forget about this, I want to mention Pastor Sarah Bowling's teaching on family and mothers, which she just did on May 12th. And you can catch that at ecdenver.org or at their YouTube channel. And something else I want you to see. Remember the two that walked with Jesus to Emmaus, the town that was 8 miles from Jerusalem, possibly southwest, and I'm not talking about the airline, possibly southwest of Jerusalem. Jesus walked with them and he explained all the scriptures beginning at Moses and all the prophets about himself as they walked together. That's Luke 24:27. Then they came close to this village and Jesus acted as if he was going to keep going. They begged him, stay with us. So he went in, he acted. Remember, it says he acted as if he knew they were going to let him, ask him to stay. And they sat it down to eat. And he took the bread and blessed it. And bingo, their eyes were opened. And then Jesus disappeared right before their eyes. So they got up and they went to Jerusalem. They found the 11 assembled together with all the others, possibly with the women. And as they were speaking to one another, this is miraculous, Jesus appeared before their eyes. So it occurred within Jesus' own family, these miracles, his own blood family, and it occurred within his adopted family, us. And if you're adopted, just know you're special because we're adopted into God's family. And if you've been adopted into an earthly family, then praise God. So let's look at one more thing, I promise. Luke 24:18. It's talking about Jesus walking with the two, which we just mentioned. It says, and the one of them, whose name was Cleophas. Cleophas, yes, Uncle Cleophas. He was married to Jesus's mother's sister, Mary. Remember, one of them was named Cleophas. They also had John the Less, the apostle. So as I said, we have family by blood, we have family by choice. The latter because we choose to believe in God and in Jesus. If you're an only child, don't feel alone because as a believer, you have millions of siblings. If you don't know who your father or mother was, don't feel alone. There are millions who will come alongside. And then I just want to share one quick thing with you. I was making salmon this week, and I cut into this little lemon, and it was like maybe a 1/2 inch in diameter. It was really small, but I thought I'm going to use it. And when I cut into it and I took out some of the seeds that I could see, and I squeezed it onto the salmon. And when I did that, these big seeds came popping out. And I thought, oh my gosh. And I kept squeezing this little teeny lemon and big seeds kept coming out. But I just wanted, the Lord just shared with me, you never know what's inside you. You may feel like a little lemon, but you're not. You have big things coming out. So I just wanted to bless you with that and bless you with your family here, your blood family, and your believing family. God bless.